I'm Samantha, and I stitch pictures out of little squares. Here's how I made my gender fluid pride design from start to finish. I was initially worried about this palette because it is so saturated, but when I was doing my research on gender fluid flora and fauna, I found that the pieces actually came together pretty quickly because I could do a cuttlefish and evening primroses, which fit the palette really well. The biggest issue was how to translate those very bright RGB colors into physical dyes and thread. I used an RGB to floss converter for the color that I thought would be the hardest to match, that center purple. There aren't a lot of purples in the DMC floss library, so I wanted to nail down that color to build the rest of the palette around it. The converter recommended 3607 or light plum, which I had on hand and I thought would be a good match. The other colors fell into place pretty easily once we had confirmed that center one. The cuttlefish stayed pretty much the same from sketch to pixels, but the evening primroses took me a long time to settle on a design that I liked. Here are some of the early designs that I did that weren't looking primrosy enough for me. This is a primrose. This is not. I really wanted to keep the palette under 12 colors, so I couldn't add the yellow in the center of the flower without removing a color. So I decided to make the flower centers green instead to keep the limited palette. I decided to make the third flower on the left side darker to bring in more of the flag colors into the design. And I tweaked the seaweed a little bit as I was stitching it, but other than that, it was pretty smooth sailing. And I finished her with a whip stitch around the border. What do you guys think? Is this a good representation of the gender fluid pride flag? Let me know in the comments.